Okay. Well, I probably should have worked up to this. Um, but I did say on my TikTok that I would upload again here, and I am. Hopefully, it's not too loud and I can edit this periodically if I need to. Um, so, I guess if you can't tell, my name is Truly Uli Bully or just Uli. Um, this is honestly just gonna be me talking about my thoughts and stuff, and hopefully it's entertaining and all that. It's been quite a long time, a really long time since I even remotely um, posted anything on this channel, and I don't know why. Uh, I just honestly, I just picked a random game. I just picked the power watching because some people may come from my TikTok and they're not like big into gaming, and so maybe they have like OCD or something and they want to watch someone clean stuff or something like that. And so that's why I picked this one. But as for like when I'm not posting the podcast commentary esque content, I guess, and I might upload other videos again. Like I might start playing. Definitely not Siege because that game is enraging to me, and it just I don't like it as much as I used to. But the Battlefield 6 beta just came back on, so I'll probably start and record some gameplay of that, and then I'll upload that. Um, if you like want to see me in like a shorter context and like locked in or focused instead of me sitting back and just spilling my guts on a mic and for the whole world to hear, I guess. Um, so I mean, if you're cleaning or doing laundry or something, this is kind of what that is for, where you can just do whatever you want, and then this would just be in the background. Um, is kind of how I'm thinking about this. Um, but to get into it, I guess. Honestly, I don't even know. Like, I feel like I'm forcing myself to think about stuff. So I'm just gonna like pause, and then like when I start thinking about something, I'm gonna unpause and then just jump in with it. Okay. So if you're here from my TikTok, then you know that I post Christian content. Um, and I'll give my testimony since that's something, and then I can kind of go from there. So my testimony starts back in April of 2022. It was the day like I started freaking out. Like I used to smoke a lot of weed, and actually it's pretty much all of 2022. I was just smoking a lot, and then I was also doing shrooms. So yeah, I never did like hardcore. Like I always joked about meth and crack and stuff as a kid. Um, Even though that's not something to joke about, it is kind of funny to like talk about it, but at the same time, it's not. It's a serious thing. Anyway, so the drugs that I did and why I did them was, and I mean this wholeheartedly, is like for me now when I think about drugs, it's like you use them to like escape or like to not face your problems head on. And so in that way I've changed. But going back to 420. So um at the time there was this girl I didn't want to move on from. And so what I would do is I would record these audio things, and then I would send them to her. Whatever, down bad, whatever you want to say. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not what it was, but whatever. I'm a different person now. So whatever. This is not a good way to start this. Anyway, so as I'm smoking and I'm, in my head basically doing this, but high, and I was in my truck at the time, I began to see, like, it was like a vision, it was like a trance, where I was like, um, I saw water, like, in my truck, I saw water, like, rise up through the floorboard, and started freaking out. And then I heard my mother and my sister, like, right outside my door, and they were, like, freaking out. And so in my mind, I'm thinking, like, and they weren't there. Mind you, it's like 2, 3 in the morning. And I heard them out, and like right outside my door. Actually, they were right in my ear. It was my left ear specifically. So I'm in the driver's seat, and so I hear them right outside the door, and I hear them like freaking out. And so I turned my head, but my windows were tinted, and it was night, and so it was basically pitch black, and I didn't see anything, obviously. And so yeah, that kind of like freaked me out a little, and I'm like, okay. And from there, I kind of like, I don't know what it is. Like, for me, like, some people get like these things when they like move their eyes a little. It's like a black dots or something that like follow around or something like that. I think it's like I forget what they're called. But anyway, that's kind of what I see. When I move my eyes around, I like see like black dots and stuff. And so somewhere like in the middle of all that, I look over toward the like passenger side, like over there, like outside the windshield, but I don't know how to explain it exactly. But I look over to my right basically, and I see a triangle with an eye in the middle of it. Now, at that point, I knew somewhat I was tripping. But the eye that was looking at me was like it was judging me. Like it was like kind of condemning me. And so for one, I freaked out, right? And on top of that, every time I would go to sleep, I would dream of my future. Like the things would actually happen. The things in my dreams would actually happen. And now I can tell you what that means. That means it's a warning from God. That's what I have learned since those times, is that when God gives you those like what people call deja vu, it's actually called deja vu. If you go to sleep and then you see that exact thing happen, that is called deja vu, which is exact what I just described, is where you see stuff from your dream play out in your actual life. Now, put the drugs and all that stuff away, and I was still getting deja vu. I was still like, and it was getting to the point where I was freaking out because I couldn't tell what was real and what wasn't because of those dreams and stuff. So my reality was also what was happening like while I was sleeping, right? So that's kind of like I was freaking out, right? And so that's part of how I kind of came to Christ. Eventually I dropped the drugs because, well, obviously, but it even was like, it was specifically, it was July 4th going into July 5th. And I knew at some point I would get into the back of an ambulance and I would go to the hospital and I would stay the night at the hospital. I knew that. And that was the very night that all of that happened. And for me, like it was even just like after that. And what I've learned also is that when you talk out loud and there's like demonic beings or spirits or whatever you like to call them, and they watch you in your life, they watch and listen to you, everything that you do. So for me, they knew that whenever I smoked from that point on, it would cause anxiety, which I never really had as a kid. And when I did that, I was like 18 and all that. Um, I think. No, I was 20. 18, 20, 19, 20, like somewhere in there, like 19, 20. So still like a kid, but not a child. And so since they watched me, they knew kind of what I was thinking and all that. And so they knew kind of like what would freak me out. Because one time, I'm not even joking, one time I woke up from my sleep and I literally heard a girl's voice say, "You're drowning." Like as soon as I woke up, it was like that. And so like, for one, I was being tormented by like demonic spirits and all that. And I didn't know that I had the power at the time in Christ to like rebuke all that. And I like, you know what I mean? Like I didn't know I had the capability to send them to hell. Like I didn't know I could do that. Or cast them there. And then I didn't know that Jesus' name was power. Like for me, Jesus at the time was like, he was like a historical figure, and I knew that like I knew of Jesus, but I didn't know like what he did and all that, like what dying for my sins actually meant. You know, it's crazy thinking back. Because like I always thought like Buddhists and all that stuff, because it appealed to me more, like the Asian culture. Like I used to watch. I'm not even joking. I used to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I would like always thought like the Avatar state was so cool, right? And then it turns out like chakras and all that stuff, A is demonic, but B also is a lie. I mean, there's points in your body, sure, but there's no achieving nirvana or something like that. Like that it's just not possible. Like there's no Buddha, there's no Krishna, there's no I mean, Allah means God, was from what I found out, but Muhammad was a false prophet, and like it is. And I know that I'm going against like every other like religion, and like even honestly, I will go against Christianity even, because even Christians don't believe in everything that Jesus did. You know, they really don't. Like some people will put like Bible verses and stuff in their bios, but then go to the club still. Like, or as soon as they leave church, they'll like go to some like Chinese restaurant and just, like stuff their face. You know what I mean? Like, and then forget all about what happened in that building. So, not every Christian is a Christian. You know, but I mean, I will say that some some Muslims are closer to God than Christians. I'll be bold about that. Personally, I don't even really read it, but I do know that like A, they think from what I've gathered, um something like he dated a girl at like 6 years old and then married her at 9, and then like what people normally are supposed to do on their honeymoon is what they did, if you get my meaning. Which I'm not hating on y'all. I'm just telling you, like, for real, Jesus is gonna help you more than anyone else. And if you get hurt, I'm sorry that you feel like that's not true, but I mean, not even most Christians don't even like try to communicate with God. Anyway, so it took me a while, going back on track. It took me a while to get back, and every day I would just pray consistently to like, because for me the best time of my life was probably when I was like 10 years old, because A, my grandma was still alive and she was, you know, probably she was an escape from home because my home life was very toxic, and so you know I wanted to be with my grandma. B, um I don't know, my mind was simpler. It was before I discovered like pornography and all that, like, because that has ruined my brain. I cannot express that enough, how lust truly like melted my neurons. I feel like sometimes I just stare at walls because of that. I'm not even joking. Like I feel like I'd be like brain dead sometimes. Um. Anyway, yeah. It's kind of weird how I'm supposed to talk for an hour. Like I do this all the time, but like I don't think about it like as a time limit. So yeah, that's pretty much how I came to Christ. And so like I was saying on July 5th, I had just honestly, I had a bowl, which is like honestly the thing looked like a dick. I won't even lie. But you put weed in the bottom or at the end of it, you light it, you inhale. That's that. I had just a little bit of bud left, and I smoked it. But I did like one inhale, and then as soon as I did that one inhale, it's like my whole life just like split up and fell apart. And I was so full of fear and anxiety and all that stuff. And that's anybody else that's like that hears this. Let me tell you, God does not give the spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. But with that said, if you are afraid and you still come to God while you're afraid, He will take you. It doesn't matter. Like even if you just got done having a sex or something with someone else's wife or husband or whatever, and then you feel grieved about it and you go to God with that and you've never done that before, He will take you. And that is called adultery, is what that is called. Biblically speaking, that is what that is called. But He still will. He doesn't, like, for me, I don't understand why people think that God, as in like the Christian God, the only God really, but in their mind, they think that He wants to condemn people. He wants people to go to hell. When it says very clearly in Ezekiel that that's the very opposite of what He wants. He wants everyone to be with Him, but not everybody is going to choose to be with Him. And it's a choice. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, right. Sorry, I keep rambling off. July 5th, I smoked, and then my mind kind of just went out and straight into the anxious thoughts and all that stuff. So smoking just became like, instead of like a feel good high or whatever, it became, just anxiety. Which, like I said before, like I never really struggled with that. I never was like afraid of anything or scared. I mean, there was like the occasional spider or like a snake or something, which is normal. Excuse me. Normal things to be afraid of, but never like would I be afraid of like I mean maybe like a demonic being if it like pulled up, like Slender Man or something like that. Maybe that back in the day. Now no. Now I'm not afraid of with anything because like I said, God does not give the spirit of fear but a power, love, and a sound mind. So which is honestly, that verse is what got me through the whole like dreaming and the deja vu and all that stuff. Like that's the Bible verse that got me through all of that. And I cling to it. I cling to it like a child with like their toy like bunny or something like that. Like I held that verse so close to my heart through all that. And I'm telling you, like, the Bible verse will heal you more than any medication. I can tell you so truthfully right now that if it wasn't for those Bible verses, I wouldn't be probably alive today. Because at the time, what I was doing was, if I'm going to be honest, I was planning my way to like suicide. So what I was doing is, when I was recording those voice memos, I was going to give them to the girl because that girl was at the time the most special thing to me. Like I wanted her to tell my story or my life or whatever. And which is again messed up. For one, I recognize that. Actually, I knew it then too, but at the time I didn't care because I was like, whatever, I'm gonna be dead in like a couple days or whatever, or a month or so. So I didn't think it mattered like that. But looking back, it was kind of like a dick move. Even I knew. And I believe I apologized to her for that. If I didn't, I still have to. But I also promised her that I would never talk to her again and that I'd let her live her life once I did once I did find God. So I don't know if I will, but probably still should some other time. Regardless, so yeah, planning suicide and then drugs and whatever else I was doing at the time. Um, I don't know. Look, if you look at me now compared to what I look like then, I'm completely different, lifestyle wise. And truthfully, I don't mind. I'm glad of who I've become because I didn't choose where I am now. Like I didn't become this way of my like own free will, if that makes sense. Like I feel like I am who I am now because God wanted me to be who I am now, not because I wanted that for myself. I kind of gave that up and surrendered that to Him and asked Him to be or make me become whoever He wants me to be, if that makes sense. Right? I need to take a break. I gotta go to the bathroom and breathe a little. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I had like a milkshake earlier, and dude, I feel like I'm about to shart. Like, I'm not even joking. Um, like, like I had spaghetti and I drank like a soda, like Dr. Pepper, and then like I don't know. Now I feel like my guts about to because well, I'm not gonna say that, but you know, I don't know. So that's why I had to step away for a second because I got scared. Um, anyway, uh, I guess I'm gonna talk about like my channel wise. So if I do revive it, like I said, there's a Battlefield I could play or do that. Um, but there's also like story games because like ever since I got a PS5, I've just mainly been playing like story games. I haven't really been playing Siege, which is like really the only game I played or had my channel on or what? That's really the only game I was playing on my channel other than COD. And COD was like to this day I think still one of my best ones. To like 20 something views or something like that. It's not a lot, but it's a fact that it is my best one yet. Um yeah. And that was the Cowboy from the West. I started singing and I did like the jingle thing, Cowboy from the West. Um I made that like a whole thing. Like even like after that, like I made like I did that in games and stuff like that, and I would like sing that in like game chat, and it would like it would annoy people. And, like I would just use like the lever action and the revolver and stuff like that, like cowboys type stuff, like western. Um, I might do that again, but I don't know. Um, I don't really be playing COD like that anymore, and I'd have to buy COD. Also, I've been playing FIFA, or now known as Football Club, or FC. So I could also upload that, cause dude, I'd be having fun playing FIFA. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I didn't think I would. Um, I have more fun playing football um in person, but I'm old now. Like I'm old and kind of fatter than what I used to be, and so now I'm not as athletic as I used to be. So now when I run, like playing football is the only sport I've ever played in my life that made me sweat all over. That's the only, like, I can play basketball, I can play like football, like American football, and it never would make me sweat like crazy. But like football, like the Hispanic one or the most popular sport in the world, that one, yeah, that one will make me feel like I just got out and run a marathon that I never wanted to run in the first place. Like, yeah. What else? Oh yeah. I wanted to play racing games. There's some racing games I wanted to play. Um, like Gran Turismo. Uh, and I'm thinking Forza. A homie wanted me to get some Forza with him, and I might do that. I'm not sure, but I do love racing games. Personally, I think if I was ever to get famous in any way, it would be racing cars. Cause dude, I love driving cars ever since I was a kid. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting lost in this gameplay. I won't even lie to you. I'm watching this and I'm like, yo, I'm going crazy. Oh, never mind. I slowed down. But yeah, I might just start playing like story games because like it helps me because like I don't like talking a whole lot because short lung capacity. Um, and yeah, I just let people talk, make crazy comments here and there, and then that'll be that. I feel like that's the easiest route for me to take, and it'd be the most entertaining for like everybody. Because like if you're gonna sit here and watch this for, we're going on 27 minutes, you better be like entertained. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, I have done my part in that, and that it's not super boring. Granted, this is like the more extended version of my normal videos on TikTok, so you know, and like yeah, I still have to get like, like if I do, hold on, let me backtrack a little bit. If I do racing games, I want to get like a steering wheel, cause like that looks super fun too. But I don't know if I will do that. But I'm thinking about it. Other than that, I forgot where I was gonna say before I backtrack. So we're just gonna move past and act like I didn't backtrack. Um, I don't know. Ooh, one thing I did want to say in this is like I made a whole like alien video and like what I think it was like a conspiracy thing and all that. And what I said was in the video was that when Christians are raptured and God takes the church and all that, that people or the government would say that we were abducted by aliens or something like that, and that I was just spitballing too when I said this. Like I was just thinking out loud, and my video got muted or like silenced and all that, which is like crazy. Like I have no definitive proof. I didn't like have like evidence or nothing. I just said like I saw videos where people were talking about aliens and stuff like that, and I kept seeing content about the rapture and stuff like that, and I just combined the two. That's all I did, and the video got taken down. So I thought that was wild. I still have it. I mean, I can re-upload it, or what's it called, contest or something like that with TikTok. They make it to where like if it gets taken down, you can, you know, whatever. They said it was like audio or something. I don't know. I don't know. Um, I don't know. I'll double back all the way back to the beginning and talk about why I I call myself truly Uli Bully. Number one is okay. So starting with truly, normally when Jesus says something really important, he'll say, "Truly I say to you." So that's where truly comes from. And then Uli Bully is something that my grandmother used to call me. which I don't know why I put that as my name, because I don't want anyone else to ever call me that. So when people say Uli Bully, then I'm like, it does kind of grind my gears a little, but I don't get overly upset about it because, like I just said, that is the name that they see and they know that they can call me to identify me. But some people just call me Truly online. I don't know. Personally, I would prefer everybody just call me Truly. But my name is in all of them. So ULY is in all of them, or ULLY. So yeah, that is that's why I call myself Truly Uli Bully. Is because I wanted something that mixed in my faith in God, while also kind of still staying myself. Even though I know the Bible says deny yourself, pick up your cross and follow me. Uh, I wanted people to, when they saw my channel, they saw me, but they also heard God's message through it, if I ever revived it. Which clearly, given this video, I might. I'm definitely going to do 10 videos of the podcast. I've already decided that. Like, probably 5. We'll do 5 and see where that goes. If I can keep this up, because honestly, I'm having a tough time, like, thinking to myself. More normally, this is super easy. Excuse me. I also shouldn't have drank that milkshake because I'm burping and all that stuff a lot. Yeah. Like I said, that's. I didn't plan this at all. I thought I would have a whole lot of ideas. So let me just ask ChatGPT for some ideas real quick. Alright. So, moving on to why. I'll double back to why I want to play solo games strictly is because one of my friends got a girlfriend and then got her knocked up. So he's not going to get on as much, and he barely got on in the first place. But regardless, congratulations, Cameron. I'm glad you're doing good. Secondly, is another homie got a girlfriend, and his name is Hayden. He's the one that I played most of the stuff on this channel with. He just forgot about me. That's not even a lie. He he got in his boat, set sail, and never looked back. But I get it. He has other life stuff, and I'm not mad about it or nothing like that. I am sad, but I'm not mad about it. I get it. Thirdly is Daniel, or Death to Fire, and you can finally hear him in some of the clips now that I got a PS5 and he got a PS5. So and I've known him the longest, but for some reason he still doesn't join the party whenever I invite him to the party. It hurts, but life goes on, right? Also, I have Ready or Not, which is blowing up right now. And dude, oof, that game is crazy. I definitely probably will play that too. But moving on to like a whole theme, and yes, I did come up with this all by myself. No assistance from a friend or AI or anyone else. This is 100% all me. No need to doubt or question whether or not this is true. But the theme I am currently thinking about is what I have learned about people, life, and myself so far. Number one, got a bug in my throat. How can you tell if someone's genuine or fake? Well, their name. What they do is they join the Air Force, and then they don't join the party anymore. No, no, I'm just playing. Honestly, when my real answer is probably when you will do something for them, but they won't do that same thing for you. Like there's for me, all my friends that I call friends, everything that they would do for me, I think, well, not I think, I know that I would do for them, right? But it's the level of like, would they, everything that I do for them, would they do for me? And that's the question you really have to ask yourself if they are your homie. Because I see a lot of things like, my bro, like, took my wife, or not my, hold on, wait a minute, not a wife, but like girlfriend, or he got slept with your ex or what, something like that. And honestly, people will show signs early on. You just gotta open your eyes. You really do. It's not hard to see things and who's going to betray you and who's not. For me, I've always known in my life who was gonna stay in my life and who was not, because I moved around a lot as a kid, and so I knew that all my friends I probably wouldn't even get to keep, but the ones that I did keep, I'm still friends with to this day. Um, And I mean, there's some friends from my early childhood that I wish I was still friends with, and I think that we'd still get along great. But if they were meant to be in my life, they would still be in my life. You know what I mean? So there's that. So it's really just, what are you willing to do for them, and would they do it for you? Is what I'm saying. Next, number two, lessons from friends you've lost or cut off. Well, I don't really cut people off. Um, there was one girl I cut off, and that was the same girl I tried to get back with. So I can't really speak on that. Um, I'm not qualified. I don't have the license to be like, I cut people like I don't cut, I mean, I need to, and that's probably one of my flaws, is that whenever I get close with somebody or intimate, like, I don't mean like sexually. I mean like, for me, intimates, because I've changed my definition now that I've gotten closer with God. Intimates to me, intimacy with me means having long conversations like this, like you've people that have stayed throughout this entire thing. That for me is intimacy. Like if you were sitting here next to me, we would be having an intimate moment, right? As weird as that sounds, probably because some people are dudes watching this, but still, you know what I mean? Like, this is still technically an intimate moment, is what I would classify this as. Now, I already know my homies are gonna be like, when they watch this, they're gonna be. I don't want to say up my ass, because then that's a pause. Okay, we say pause there on that one, but I'm gonna move on because I don't even, whatever. Um, so I'm not qualified for number two, which is, I don't cut people off. Number three, times you trusted the wrong person and what that showed you. Um, well, uh, honestly, I haven't really ever been like portrayed. I mean, there's some times like I told people something that I didn't want anyone else, because like when I tell someone something, I wanted that person to know that thing. Like if I wanted someone else to know that thing, I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna tell someone else, right? Like, I'm not secretive about stuff. It's just like I don't want to tell everybody everything about me all the time. You know what I mean? I am an open book, and I'm willing to tell like literally anything about myself to anyone. I have nothing to hide. But at the same time, with that said, that doesn't mean like I'm trying to like say the same thing over and over again to everybody. You know what I mean? Um, that's that's pretty much it. And just kind of show me that I can't tell everything to everybody all the time, because people are gonna come out like not gonna understand it. Not everybody understands everything you say. So yeah. Number four, how your view of success has changed over the years. That's actually a pretty solid one. For me, I thought I had to be rich or famous or something like that to be successful. And now my definition of success goes hand in hand with faith. I feel like I'm the most successful person in the world because A, I found the source of all life. Like I don't mean to be like all like, you know, Christian like, but like for real, I'm serious. Like when I say like I have found the meaning or purpose in life with Christ, like I mean that. Like I feel like I'm the most successful person in my family because of that. You know what I mean? Like hopefully, you know, hopefully one day you guys will know what I mean. But I'll switch gears because I don't really know how to else to explain that. And habits or a mindset you had to break. Um, honestly, I'd be so forgetful. Like everything that I feel like I don't need or habits that I break that I needed to get rid of, I have already got rid of. Why didn't I take that off? Looking at the game, dude. If I was to take off that thing with the like, oh my goodness, I'm retarded sometimes, dude. Um, yeah. So number five ain't working either. Number six. What respect means to you now versus before? Ooh. Oh boy. What does respect mean to me now? Well, before it just meant like pretty much what it kind of means now was like everything that you say or do to me, I will do to you. You know what I mean? Like if how you act toward me is how I'm gonna act towards you. Like if you're like abrasive or dismissive about everything that I say, that's kind of how I'm gonna be with you. You know. Until you change how you treat me, I'm not gonna change how I treat you. To an extent. To an extent, I'm still gonna be like respectful in a way that, excuse me, um, I still like think is respectful. Like for me, I like to be like an educator, so I like to like talk to people and stuff like that to teach them things, and I would say I do a pretty good job at it. Then again, no one's ever like told me how I do, so I mean, that would be nice. But yeah, respect pretty much means the same thing to me now than it did before. Honestly, number number seven that just came to my mind. Obviously, I'm not reading this off a list or anything. You know. How do you handle conflict differently now? Pray. There's really nothing more I need to say. Like it. Pray. That's the truth. Like I don't bother about you know freaking out over stuff and all that. Like I just pray about it, and that's really it. Not more, none less. Number eight, that of course still just came to my mind, not off a list or anything. Um, one piece of advice you wish more people followed. Oh my God, there's so many. Number one, women, stop wearing like clothes that just like wear something modest and respectful to yourself because you don't realize it, but you're being disrespectful to yourself, not just other people around you when you walk in with your ass hanging out. I mean, just like in general. Like, I literally just had a thought about this not too long ago. Like, what if I just went in public and just sat at like a McDonald's or something, or and then like a different, like just different restaurants, and see how many people walked in that were wearing revealing clothing, like, and then like sort of like the age group, and just kind of like see which women are the most provocative. You know what I mean? I thought about doing that. Like there's like a whole thing about that. And you know what? Tell you what, if I get a certain amount of likes on this, I'm not gonna say, but if I get a certain amount of likes, like I don't know, 10, 15, I'll do it. I'll do a whole video and record myself in public of like all the different stuff. I'm not gonna record other people because that might be illegal. I don't know. I have to look into that. But yeah, I will. I will do this. Cause like, dude, I don't know if it's just me, but like personally, I don't want to go out and just see ass hanging out. Like I just don't. Or like, I don't think women know that like they have T-shirts now. Like they've had T-shirts for quite a while. They don't need to wear like just a bra going out. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to be like, you know what I mean? But like seriously, like if a dude out here wearing speedos everywhere he go, no matter where it is, you telling me someone's not gonna step up to him and be like, dude, please. Like there's certain things you wear in public and certain things you don't, and yeah, that's one of the things for women. For men, it would be ooh, so many to choose from. Actually, for everyone, it would be stop trying to get everyone to like you. Some people you don't need in your life, you know? Like recently, there was this girl from OnlyFans trying to get me to buy her OnlyFans, but I'm over here trying to preach Jesus to her. Which is another thing of advice: know your audience. But going back is like she wanted me to buy it so that because it's her way of life. Obviously, I disagree with that. I think that she could definitely go on, and I told her the truth, because Jesus says that to love one another, to love your neighbors. So that's what I told her. I was like, hey, I love you and I care about you. In case someone has said that to you, and you don't need to do this. You don't have to be, selling your body to men or trying to link up with me, because that's what she wanted to do. She was trying to figure out where I lived so she could come make content with me, quote unquote. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to tell you where I live. And she wasn't having it. And yeah, I don't know. So I just stopped texting her because I couldn't break through. So I texted her for like 6 hours or something like that, trying to break through. It didn't happen, as I said. But whatever, it happens. But for men, it would be um. Also, hold on. Before I go into the men, women, this is why I say to think about what you wear. Number one, as a man, if I see you dressing provocatively, I think you do provocative things. But if you dress respectfully and modestly, like if a women kind of determine what route men go. If a woman is respectful and modest, if every woman did this, they wore respectful clothes and were modest, and they required men to be righteous um to be with them, every man would become righteous, meaning Christian. If that was the standard, then that's what men would change and become. I guarantee you. But because women, and men both, um, want sex more than relationship or honesty or respect or love, because sex is not love, never will be, never is. Um, they miss out on intimacy. Like I said, what intimacy is, and yeah. But for men, um, dude, I don't even know. That's tough. Know your worth, I guess. I think I said that already, didn't I? A lot of people think because you have a certain amount of followers on your channel, or you have a certain amount of money in your bank account, or something like that, that doesn't determine, like, because you're successful in the worldly sense, worldly, there it is, worldly sense, that you are worth more or that you're better, which is false. Because I know God and Christ specifically, I think that He is my worth. He told me what I'm worth. You know, He died for me. And I once heard atheists say that He gave up a weekend. That's all He did. He just gave up a weekend. And that's not true at all. If you look up how bad He was beaten, and the fact that He did all that on the chance that anybody would just believe in Him, that people would believe that He was, God, or the Son of God, and was God. It's a little confusing. You gotta read the book, but it's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, like, He said what you're worth. That's really, he was just, it was a gamble. It was a chance that you would believe. And that's wild. He died because no one else could do it. I was actually thinking earlier today how my grandpa on my dad's side was a pretty bad man. I heard that he raped people and he was an alcoholic. Like, when I met him, I remember I always smelled beer on his breath. And excuse me, I keep burping. I know had he repented and actually turned to God that he would have been saved. And it's not for anyone to say whether what's righteous or what's not. Unless you read the Bible, you have no right to say what is righteous or not, based and according to God, because He determines what is right and what is wrong. We also think we decide that, or we determine that, or what is right and what is wrong. That's just the repercussions of Adam and Eve's choices to eat that apple, or fruit, or whatever it was. It doesn't matter. It could have been a pear, or a cherry, who knows, right? Or an orange. What if it was like the most what if it was like a zucchini? That they, like, imagine giving up, like, the greatest place on earth at the time for some zucchini. Could you imagine? Like, it's alright, that's random, my bad. But, seriously. I don't know. Honestly, I can't think of anything to give advice to men other than, um, honestly, yeah, I do. Be celibate. Control your lust. A man that controls his lust can own the world if he wanted to. The devil can't tempt you with anything if you can control your lust, meaning your sexual desires. The devil can't tempt you with women anymore if you determine that you want a woman that is righteous and is a woman of God. He can't tempt you anymore. And it's a battle. I mean, it's a lifelong journey to get there. I mean, I tried for a while, and I'm still trying. I mean, I've been in this since July of 2022, and I'm just now beginning to understand the importance of controlling sexual desires and lust and all that. Like, I knew, but, like, I didn't know that, like, demons fed off that energy of guilt and pain and fear and all that stuff that they eat. They eat that. That's what they eat. It's just, I don't know, crazy. I don't know, man. I plan on playing some games later, probably. Um, and I'll record and I'll do some some funny videos and stuff like that, hopefully. And I don't know. We'll see. I'm not gonna lie, this one kind of sucked, but we can only improve. So I think I said some pretty important things. Um, my thoughts. I'm gonna get my thoughts in order, and I'll I don't know. I've been going through crazy stuff all day, and I'm kind of tired. So if you can't tell in my voice, I'm somber. Plus, I have to like ask myself questions and then answer them, but I already know the answer to them. I didn't realize it'd be this challenging to just talk for an hour. It changes the game when you have to entertain people. It really does, because you don't really know what you want to say, or you know what I mean. Because like for me, I don't really care about offending people. I really don't like. I just don't. It's not like that I don't care. It's more of like I'll share like I would rather give you. Oh my god, that was horrible. I would rather give you uncomfortable truths out of love, of course, than to comfort the lies that you tell yourself. And we all tell ourselves some type of lie, you know? And I don't coddle that lie. I try not to coddle my own lies, but it's a battle. It's a lifelong battle. And yeah. I appreciate y'all watching if you watched the whole thing. I have no idea how this sounds, and I am not gonna edit this. I am. I'm not. I'm just not. I'm just gonna upload it. I'm gonna send it out. If something sounds crazy or wonky or I'm a little too loud, I'm sorry. Um, the next one, I'll probably edit a little more. I did want to do like a face cam part. Um, I honestly I wanted to do the gaming, do like the background with the you know what's this game called? Power washing simulator or something like that. I wanted to do it like that because I think that that would be more entertaining than just staring at me the whole time and all that. But which tell me it's not. You know, just staring at me the whole time. If you want that, just go to TikTok, which is the same handle as my channel. So, which I have more Christian content there, as well as like what I'm saying, like some funny ones. I try to be funny in this one, but I don't know. I got steered in more of a serious direction. I'm just gonna let this guy finish what he's doing. We're just gonna watch this together now, cause I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. So the reason I'm like speeding through all of this is because I knew I only had an hour to record, and it was like 2 minutes, and so I'm just racing through here trying to get this roof done, so that whenever I resume, it don't look crazy like this. Oh, I forgot. I'm thinking about posting like normally, like throughout the week, and then doing like the podcast stuff on Wednesdays and or Fridays, right? And then if I miss any one of those days, I'll do it on the weekend, like Saturday or Sunday, something like that. Um, but I appreciate y'all watching, and if you have any questions, dude, I will answer them in the next one. And yeah, thank you, and I'll see y'all later.